Hello everybody, this is Paulo Ortiz again from the FX Method, and we're going to talk today about installation of EAs, expert advisors, templates, and other basic features of the MT4 platform, so you can use it in a more advanced way. It's going to be a practical session. You can make questions in the middle of the session, no problem. I will just answer them as I read them, as I keep them reading on the chat, and you can take notes as well. And if you have a MetaTrader platform installed, that's the best thing you can do, because you can follow the steps I'm doing right away. Okay, so you follow exactly all the steps. That's the best way to practice, actually. Okay, as you know, one of our mottos is that you trade another way, and that's what Einstein said. It's you cannot expect trading the same way and getting different results. So you should be trading another way. That's our invitation, that you start trading with EAs, with robots, because your risk management and your trading style will improve majorly, and you can trade many systems actually in your absence. If you have a job or you own a business, there is no way you're going to sit in front of a screen all day long watching the charts. So trading with EAs is a completely different approach, and we strongly recommend it. So what we'll be talking today about is about how to install the EAs you got in the pen drive. Many of you have them already. Some of you don't have them. You still can open the account if you want. I'm going to explain the offers one more time here in this webinar, and as well as the templates for manual trading. I'm going to guide you exactly on the steps how to install everything. We will be talking as well about other features of MT4. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour. I'm not sure I will manage. I will write you about it in the email. It may be taking a bit longer today, 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 10 minutes. We don't know exactly. Depends on how much we can explain in this hour and how fast we go. Okay, so just as a refresher, we have the following offers with AxiTrader. If you open a $2,000 account, you'll get 2 free EAs in one, which we'll be watching today a little bit. This is actually a code which is combined of 2 different strategies, 2 different systems together. One is a scalper and the other one is a trend system. This is a very good combination, actually, to combine a scalper and a trend system, because they are opposite trading styles. So it's very good you have that. If you want all the historicals completely polished, you need to open a $10,000 account, okay, and you'll get all the data of pretty much all the pairs, the platform. Not all of them, but I would say the majors. We don't have the Slotty, Kiwi, and such pairs, but we have quite exotic pairs like New Zealand Canadian, New Zealand Yen, GBP Yen, and many other interesting pairs for testing, actually. And if you make a bigger account, we'll guide you privately without any cost for you. Okay. So this is to the offers, just in case you didn't open the account yet. If you have it open already, it's very easy for you. And what I'm going to start now is on the installation procedures, actually how to get the EA rolling and installed and functioning platform. Both, there's 2 parts to it. One is to install the EA on the platform, so it's working on the platform, and the other one is installing it on the chart, so it's trading. What we do usually, professionals do like us, is we have 2 different computers. We have one computer for backtesting, which is like a calculation machine. It should be not expensive, actually. You can build it from parts. We can guide you in the parts. We can do a webinar on the parts you need for that, actually, no problem, in February. If you like that, I'm going to make a small survey at the end, what kind of webinars you would like to have. You have been to the lecture. Majority of you, I recognize many names here in the chat, and just to ask what is of your interest, actually. So you should build an inexpensive computer for backtesting, and you should be certainly trading on a VPS, which is a virtual private server. You can get it from AxiTrader if you do some volume in a month. I don't know what the conditions were. You need to ask Ross for that for free, or you can get it from Amazon the first year for free as well. Take a small one, or there is other services like there's a very cheap German company. I think it's going to be like £12 a month. and you get a good server. Why we would have two different computers is because back testing is a feature that needs a lot of speed in the calculations, and forward testing needs a very good internet connection. And we have it here in our office because we want to preserve the codes here, safe, but we have a battery in case the power goes off and all that. And if you have kids at home or you have pets, you definitely, or you have problems with the power supply, which happens from time to time, you should definitely have your trading systems safe in a place where the power supply never goes off, actually. So this is the MetaTrader platform, and more or less when you have it installed, you should see something like this. Actually, with 4 windows, I took one of these graphs away. So you should be seeing something similar once you get installed. It will say here what kind of account you have right now. If you are trading on a demo account or a real account, it should say the account number here, okay, and your name, the name you gave. And if you open a demo, I suggest you open always a 10 grand account in US dollars, because the dollar is actually the leading currency, the central currency in the foreign exchange system, and it's better to calculate. Actually, we can convert back to pounds later, but it's good for demo trading. Okay, so once you have the platform open, you should be watching here, which is very important that you are logged in, because many people didn't manage to log in for whichever. Oops, I don't know, it's drawing so strangely. Okay, here you go. You see that it has a green and a red field, and it has the speed of connection. So it means basically I'm logged in to the account. Today's a Saturday, there is no market. Okay, but it doesn't affect actually at all. For us, our trading style, we can leave the EAs. Actually, you should upload robots on a Saturday or on a Sunday. One more reason we made this webinar today, because you leave everything ready, and when the markets open on Sunday, 22 p.m. London time, then you'll have everything set up. You'll be calm. That's especially if you have a lot of robots. Okay, so this is the platform. It's connected, which is very good, and we will do now the first step. I'm going to get back to the slide on how to install. First thing is you need to open your pen drive, and you need to check if you have. There's 2 different types for the robots, file types. You can have either an EX4 file or an MQ4 file. If you would be trading on the MetaTrader 5 platform, it would be called EX5, right? And MQ5. This EX stands for executable, right? It's like an exe file. You remember that from installing any software. An executable file is a file which is compiled. You don't have the source code. It's a file which is actually closed, and you cannot view it. You cannot view inside of it, but you can use it, right? So they took this E away, and they just put a 4 for EX4. That means that you have a compiled robot. The gift you got from us is an EX4 file, because we are not giving you the source code. Okay, if you would have a robot that has the source code, you would have an MQ4 file. Okay, either way, you need to install them on the platform. Once you check that you have them, okay, we'll drag these files into the MQL folder, subfolder experts, which I'm going to do right away, actually. So what we do here is I open here file, and you need to go through this route. It's very important because the new MT4, due to being installed in Windows 7, 8, and 10, installs like a double installation. There is like a route inside it got open here. You see, it's a very strange route. Let me delete this. It's confusing. Okay, you see here terminal, and this is where the terminal just got installed. We installed it this morning, and it's very difficult to find actually this route. You see 966, it's a very long number. So you need always to go through here. Don't go in your desktop through the link that you see. You could go the other way. You could do the following. Let me show you. You have here Let me drag it. Let me minimize this 1 second and minimize this. And you have usually a shortcut, right? You see that? You could be going through this route, and that's wrong. You see here the route, program files, MetaTrader, AxiTrader, program files 86, whatever. That's where you think you got it installed, but that's not the right route. Don't do that. Go always through the open platform. It's very, very important because otherwise you will not find your EAs later. So please, let's repeat that one more time. Go through this route. Open the platform, file, open data folder, and it has another route, you see? So that's a feature that many people don't know, that MetaTrader is like making like a double installation, one through the usual program files route, where program files usually get installed, and another one which is quite weird, and that's the right one where all the files actually are. Okay, so we open here MQL4. That means all the coding that is done for it. It's going to be in this folder, and in the subfolder experts, we're going to drag and drop our EA. If you had a pen drive, probably the EA. I don't have the pen drive here. Maybe you can give me the pen drive, Olga, with the EA, just to make the whole procedure. And I install it from the pen drive. I already did. You see, I dragged this file, EAT2F. That's the name of the gift. Okay, and I dragged it down here. Okay, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to open here the pen drive. You have a password actually, and I cannot open this. Just give me 1 second. Okay, here I have it. Yeah, it's okay. Here's my pen drive, and where's the EA? Where is it? Here. Okay, you get something like this once you open the pen drive. And this is the file we're talking about now. I will explain the other files later. Okay, and I will not have time to explain all of them actually. So what we do is here, we copy this file, okay, into this folder, right? MQL4 experts. Here we copy it, right? I can delete it so you see it. I'm going to delete it. Okay, I don't have the EA right now. I'm going to open one more time the, pen drive, gifts. That's the way we have it here, but you will have it like this exactly. Copy this file, just the EA. That's the only ex4 file, you see? Okay, and install it, MQL4 experts. Paste. There you go. Done. And because it's an ex4 file, it's actually already compiled. You shouldn't need to close the platform. But just for safety reasons, what I do is just close the platform, you see, and I open it one more time. We do this to compile all robots, right? That's one way of compiling the robot. It's in English, the platform. What is not English is my operating system, because I'm not sitting in the UK right now. My operating system is in Spanish, but my platform is in English. Okay, it's copy-paste Faisal. It's very simple. Okay, I'm sitting in my lab in Madrid right now. That's why. Okay, there you go, yeah? So you can check it just by opening here on the navigator. You see here, expert advisors, and check if you have the EA. It's like a Sputnik. You see, it's like a Mars ring. You see, it's like Mars with its ring and one satellite here. Strange icon, right? For a robot, whatever. They chose this icon. It's weird, but that's the symbol of a robot in MetaTrader. Some people thought it's a Mexican with a sombrero. It's not a Mexican with a sombrero. It's Mars with its ring and the satellite. You see that, guys? There's a little bit, there's nobody in the chat, just only Faisal complaining about the language issue, and nobody else is commenting here. Okay, so you got that. I hope you can do this at home, and you wrote down the steps. I'm going to put the slide again. Okay, so I'll repeat that one more time. Check if you have either an ex4 or an MQ4 file. Drag the file into the MQL folder, subfolder experts. Compile the file either by closing the platform. I will show you now another way of compiling. And the last step is to do a small back test on the platform to see if it's really working. Okay, so we did step number 1, we dragged and dropped it. Step number 2, we closed and opened the platform to compile. Step number 3, although I didn't need to compile because it's compiled, but still not bad to do that. We'll do a small back test, view, strategy tester. We did this in the venue, you remember that, right? But it's good to refresh. And what we do here is I will use all the screen. So you see it in the full screen. Choose your EA. You have only 3 now. You have the 2 free EAs that come with MetaTrader, which are no worth. You saw that in the presentation, right? MACD was actually terrible. Remember, I mean, we even optimized it with a genetic algorithm, and it was earning 1% per year, or what was it? I forgot. It was terrible, actually. So we have here EA T2F. We chose that one. I have euro-dollar. I have my historicals. I chose M5 in this case as a time frame. It trades either on M5 or M15. Both are good. I would recommend M5 is better. I chose a spread of 1.7. That's the equivalent actually of 1.7, which is more expensive. If you remember, majority of you who wasn't in the lecture, there's a few names I don't recognize. John, I remember. Ian, I remember. Paul, of course. Faisal, I remember many of you, but there's some names that are unfamiliar, and I don't know if you were actually in my lecture in London, either this lecture or the lecture before. If not, just tell me on the chat so I repeat the things one more time. And we chose a long period from January 2007 till today, right? You need to put a long period, and we chose open price. This was very important. Many people were doing these mistakes of taking their every tick. Okay, I'm going to delete this now, and it's important that this is unticked because now we'll be testing. If we tick it, we will be optimizing. Okay, so we are doing a simple back test just to check if the robot is any good, if it's working. If it back tests, that's good news. That means I go immediately to journal. I check here. It says loaded successfully. A lot of trades are coming in. No errors. You see that? There is no errors here, which is very important. The back test looks pretty decent. Not so great at the end. It can be improved, but it's pretty decent, and it makes a lot of earnings because the risk levels are wrong. And I'm going to just do one thing. I'm going to reduce the bet size or the lot size. This we did also in the presentation to, in case you're spread betting, you're trading in the UK, it's tax-free, you know that. 0.1 means 10 cents of a pound per pip. That's the bet, okay? Or if we're talking in the European trading system, we're talking lots, 0.1 lots. And let's see what's the risk. Yeah, I could even do more. It's doing 40%. It's not that great, 40% for 7 years, but it's not that bad. It can be, and I have a drawdown of 17%. I still could improve it. Main thing, it back tests. So now I know that the E is installed. Okay, so I'll put the slide one more time. Check if you have the file, drag it into the folder MQL4 subfolder experts, close and open the platform to compile, and do a small back test. Okay, so is that all clear? Can I go to the next thing? Everybody okay? Is it clear? Perfect. Some more people. Tell me whether it was clear or not. Okay, Darwin is clear. Paul, more people. Give me some feedback. Perfect. Faisal is okay. Okay. The other people, they don't tell me whether it's clear or not. Okay. Now we'll install the template. Okay. We'll install the template onto the platform. So we are looking for another breed of cat. We're looking here for TPL files. Templates are sometimes used in robots because we trade them like manual trading. A template is a visual thing. It's put on the graph and it's to watch the charts, right? With additional indicators, with a specific way to watch the charts for a specific trading system or strategy, right? So what we need to do is to find this TPL in our pen drive. Okay, so here we go. These were the initial files in the pen drive. And we have two templates. We have one for Asian scalping, which I didn't explain, so I'm not going to use that one now. And this one is the one I explained this time in London, quite in detail. If you remember, Friday morning, it was very detailed, and it was the volatility channel breakout system, which is a great system to trade on the hourly charts, on the cable, and that's the file we need. Okay, don't be scared now, because now my operating system is not in English. Copy. I just copy this file, and I'm gonna install it. Again, File, Open Data folder, and right away here in the root we find the templates folder, and I'm gonna copy it here. Okay, that's all I need to do. I just copy the file into this folder, and that's it, basically. I don't need to close the platform because it doesn't need to be compiled. The testing that I did right is I take a chart. Actually, it was an hourly chart. You should be trading, right? This is the cable on the hourly chart. I don't know if you appreciate that here. It's here, right? It's a cable on 1 hour chart. And what I do is now, it's completely different than an EA. Right mouse button, I repeat that, template, and there it is. Here's my template, volatility channel breakout. Boom, it's uploaded. You see all the colors here, the channel, the gray channel, moving average, the blue line over the gray line, if you remember that, for trading. I'm not going to get into this because actually there is a video in our, just give me a sec to arrange it in the right. Here it's our, sorry, here's our channel, and it's very much in detail here. This video here, you can see that explains the trading system in 1 hour 50 minutes very much in detail. So I can send you the link right away for the channel. There's other videos, there's the other strategy here explained about what is trading edge, how to optimize that we saw, and here's the link. I'm going to put it here in the chat. So you have our YouTube channel actually, and you can watch in detail how to trade the volatility channel breakout. I'm not going to get into detail, and there's new people here. I just don't want to confuse them. The main thing is you have already your template. You can go ahead and trade. Okay, so that's about installing the template, right? Here it is. Remember, the violet line is for the trailing stop only. You could go and erase it if you don't want this, and it looks more neat, right? And if you don't want the filter, that this is a trend filter, additional, that you only trade if you're below the orange, you only trade below the 90 moving average, and if you're above, that you only trade above. It's explained in the video. I didn't explain it in the room because we were very much in a rush, but it's a trend filter, and you can also delete it if you're not going to use it. And this will look neater and cleaner. And you have here the channel. You look for the moments when you open below or above, blue over gray, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so that's it for the template. First step, look for the TPL file. All the TPL extensions are templates. Drag it into the template folder and open the template from your graph. Very simple. Is that clear about the template? Is that clear, guys? Just give me some feedback. Perfect. Some more people. Okay, now we'll get into the interesting part of trading the EA, which is a bit more complicated, but not much more complicated. There's a couple of things where you can do gross mistakes and you can lose money in the markets if you do these mistakes. You need to understand that, actually I have it here in other slides, there is two things to the trading system. The first thing is the EA, the code. The code is the lock, right? And the numbers that you're trading it with, the settings, right, is the key here. You see that? I don't know if you see my mouse. And this is two parts to a trading system. One is the code, the logic, how it trades, what the rules are, and the other thing is with which settings it trades. And you need to understand, first of all, that every pair is different. If you're going to trade a trading system, for instance, the robot we give out on the euro dollar, right, 5-minute chart, you're going to trade the robot here, and you're going to trade the same robot on the dollar against the Swiss, against the Swissy, it's going to have a completely different setting. You shouldn't expect that the robot is going to trade with the same setting, with the same numbers. You will have another stop loss. You should have definitely another TP, another entry rules, right? Ian made a very good question here in the chat. I was reading it right now. The diamond, yeah, or the satellite, whatever we call it, the satellite on the ring is gray. You're right, Ian. It's great because it's a compiled EA. It's an EX4. This means if it's gray here, he was very observing, Ian. You see this here, it's gray, and the other ones are yellow. That means we have here the source code, and here we don't have the source code. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It only means I don't have the source code for it. Okay, I hope I clarify that. Very, very, very good observation. Did you notice, guys? This is gray and this is yellow. That means I have source code, I don't have source code. Okay, very good observation. Yes, so you need to understand that every single pair needs a different setting. You will trade on the euro dollar, and every different window pair needs a different window. If you want to trade the euro dollar, you must have a chart open for the euro dollar. If you want to trade on the same robot, the dollar Swissy, you need to have a chart open. And if you want to trade the pound, the cable, you need to have another chart open. Let me close this because now we are not doing any manual trading. Actually, the markets are closed. And we could be uploading the EE on 3 different currency pairs, but we would need on every single one of them different settings. That's the first thing you need to know, and it's absurd you would put the same settings for the 3 different currency pairs. So you installed one setting per window, distinct one. Okay. Second thing, if you install an EA without the proper settings, it's really a waste of time. You can do it just to check if it trades, and that's why we taught you how to do the settings. If you're new to these lectures or you didn't come and you just happen to come to this webinar just by chance, then I please ask you to review this video in our channel, which is about manual optimizations. Manual optimization, which is this one, Introduction to Basic Optimization. If you have come to the lecture, please review it one more time, because you still will need to remember how to find good settings manually. There's other ways to find settings, which is genetic algorithms, right? But that's a very, very good start, and actually it doesn't take so much time. So please watch this video at home if you want to find proper settings, because we give you the log, but we don't give you the settings. I need to be very upfront on this, right? We didn't give you settings with trade. We have actually tens of settings for the different pairs. We're training it on 15 pairs, actually, this robot. Okay, so every instrument will have probably different settings, and I would recommend that you keep your settings apart. I'm going to show you how to keep settings apart now in a set file, .set file. That's another type of file. Okay, we had already .ex4 files, we had already .tpl files for templates, right? And now we'll have files for settings, which are .set files, and they are basically nothing else than a text file, just with the figures, with the numbers of what we will be trading. Okay, let's say for instance I would like the setting which I don't like. You remember I did a back test there, and it was not that great. You remember this back test? And it has very precise figures here. It tells me, I can open this so we watch it better. We come here to the settings. It tells me my stop loss is 150, which is very bad. My take profit is 23. Too far, stop loss, whatever. These are the figures. This is actually my setting or my set for this robot. It trades at 9 p.m. It has a Williams of period of 18, whatever. And this is like the key code, the magic code to the chamber of the gold, right? If you have a good setting, you make good money. If you have a bad setting, you can make mediocre money or no money or lose money with the same robot. Let's say, for instance, I would like this set, which is not the case, okay? Just as an example, and I'm going to save the setting now. I'm going to repeat that again. I open here Expert Properties. I go here on the second tab, Inputs, right? And I'm going to click on Save. And right now I'm saving my setting. Let's say I did a setting which I like for the euro dollar, right? So I could put here a setting, nice setting. I'll put a name on it, right? So I remember nice setting for euro dollar M5. I could put here also 2007 till 2016. That's my setting, and I'm going to save it either on the tester here, or I can create a folder wherever, in whichever place, or I can put it in my pen drive if I want to have it in a safe place. I just need to have a folder where I keep all my settings. Okay, so I'm going to leave it just in this MetaTrader platform on the tester folder, right? I just need to remember. I just leave it there. Okay, so I'm going to go now to the platform to see if the setting is there. Tester. Here is the setting. You see that? So you can keep all your settings here. For example, under tester or under tester files would be also a good place to save them. You need to be organized, because once you start with trading, automatically you have just one setting, two settings. But believe me, we have over 8,000 settings already now, manually done, and we number them, and that's part of the advanced education organization, right? In which folders, how to name them, how to number them. Whichever way, you need to be organized. Okay, so either tester files or tester will do, or a pen drive, and here you have your euro-dollar setting, right? And let's say, for instance, you would be optimizing another pair. You go here, and you have the historicals, and you optimize for the cable, right? And you have here a completely different setting. Imagine, for example, you managed to have here a much shorter stop loss, another TP. The moving average was much shorter, and the distance to the moving average was also shorter. I'm just inventing it, right? And that's another setting, you see? And you say, okay, that's the beautiful setting. I like it. I worked on it all the evening. I was having a coffee. I was working for 3 hours on it, and I found a nice setting for the cable, and I'm going to save it. Okay, that's independently of saving your back test, right? You need to save your settings. So now we have two settings, and we need to know for the euro dollar, and one is for the pound, for this cable. Okay, so That's the first thing. You need to have your settings. Okay? Once you have that, let's go back to the slide. Okay? And we kept our settings apart. We were neat and clean and organized. Some people are really chaotic in this regard. We can now really install it for trading. Okay, we did all our back testing, and I will see some important things before we can upload for trading, but I'm going to do it first. I'm going to just upload for trading first. And okay, I don't have this slide here. Okay, I just have only the reminder of what is important. I'm just going to do it here. What we do basically is we drag and drop the EA on the chart. So what I do usually here is a button on auto trading. When I'm uploading new EAs, in case I was already trading, I will just stop it, right? Now it's green. I will stop it because it's very risky when I'm uploading an EA. Imagine I'm uploading it with a very high bet size, £1 per pip or whatever, because it comes from like this from factory, and maybe the moment I upload it to the chart, it starts trading immediately, and I'm trading the wrong lot size, and that's really risky. So you should always put it in red or just be disconnected, whatever. That's why it's very recommendable to upload your robots on Saturday or Sunday when the markets are closed. Okay, just in case you do a mistake. I've seen lots of mistakes and lots of people that then complained, well, it traded too much. So I upload it here, and I will put here, I will allow live trading, or I leave this for the end. I will allow DLL imports. So basically what we have at the end is 4 ticks. You should remember this always. 4 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the right way. And always long and short positions. Okay, don't choose just only long or only short. Just it should be trading in both directions. And now here I'm gonna upload my setting for trading, right? Before, below here I was backtesting. Up here on the graph I'm trading. That's why I say it should be on another computer. It makes it more safe. But if you don't have another computer, you can already start demo trading, no problem. And real trading also on your computer till you see it works, and then you can buy the computer later or get the VPS later. You shouldn't make it too complicated. First thing is you start trading and see that it works and making some trades there that make some money, and then you go on and buy your computer later. Okay, so don't be starting with paralysis. How it's called? Paralysis by analysis or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna here get my tester, get my setting. You remember I put it in tester, and as I'm uploading to the cable, I'm gonna get the setting for the cable. And here's where many people do a lot of mistakes. They're daydreaming, and they put the setting of the euro-dollar on the cable, and then they wonder where the robot goes wrong because they have the wrong setting. So be very precise in the naming and be very precise in the uploading. Okay, so here's the cable. Boom. Let's go down. Check the stop loss. Yes, I remember it was 55. I remember the take profit was 15. I remember the bet size was 0.1. Yeah, here it is. I'm done. Here it is. And we have here a smiley, which is an unhappy smiley, which is good because I need to activate it at the end, but I'm not done. I just only uploaded the cable now. I'm going to upload this, I'm not going to use, and I'm going to upload now the euro-dollar. I'm going to drag the same robot one more time on the euro-dollar. I'm going to load the setting for the euro-dollar, which is a different one, right? Which is here, euro-dollar, and here I'm going to watch it 3 times, not to make a mistake. Okay, it's the euro-dollar. I'm going to accept, and now I'm going to check. I can do it by clicking on the smiley, and here on properties of expert advisor, I can open the window one more time and check. Oh yeah, their stop loss was 150, and the lot size is correct. My bet is 10 cents per pip. Okay, and I would have both. I'm still not trading. I'm going to go to the slide now because it's very, very important that you observe this point. if you don't check the lot size or bet size in the UK, okay, the bet size of your setting before trading, you're done. Because imagine you'd be having 100 lots, 100 pounds per pip just by mistake, and you have a smaller account, you'll be losing the account very quickly or making a lot of money depending how the trades are going, right? But this is crucial, okay? And the other thing is that you need to have everything here activated. I'm going to show you where it is. Tools, options, expert advisors. This must be activated, and this must be activated. You need to allow automated trading, and you need to allow DLL imports, not for every kind of EA, but some EAs have DLLs. That means that they're completely, it's a way of protecting information, a DLL, it's a library, but just leave it in allowed, so this other EAs also will be trading. If I click here on accept, this will be green, and the smiley should be smiling. It's not smiling. Let me go again on the window, because I didn't put here allow live trading for security reasons, but that's actually the final test. So there's two places where you need to allow live trading. One is here. You see, now we have a smiley. It's a Saturday. There is no risk. Okay. And here, you need to allow live trading as well, automated trading. So if you don't have it here, or you don't have it here, you won't have a smiley, and it will not be trading, and you would be wondering after 1 week why the EA is not working. Basically because you didn't activate it. So now I activated the euro dollar, and I activated the sterling with different settings. You see, I can also put it like this, looks more beautiful, and I will see both. I can put them basically on the same size. I can put them also in Japanese candles, whatever. And I see both robots activated. But it's the same robot actually on two different pairs. And maybe I was too fast, but I'm going to repeat that. So this is now live trading, which is very distinct to back testing. You're done. On Sunday, it's going to start trading. If there's some trades, it's going to be watching for you 24/7, 24/5 for trades. And it's like you have now two traders, and you're not paying any salary. You have a trader on the cable watching for opportunities, and you have a trader on the euro dollar, and every trader has distinct settings. Don't ever take the setting from the euro dollar. What is good for the euro dollar may be bad for the cable, right? Or for the dollar yen, or for the gold, or for silver, whatever you're trading, right? Don't ever take one setting from one instrument to the other. That's a very, very big mistake. Yes, Ian, the computer will have to be 24/5. Definitely. You cannot switch it off. You cannot close this. Okay? It must be on all the time. It must be green all the time. It must be smiling all the time. Otherwise, you're not trading. Okay? 24/5. Definitely. And don't make the mistakes like disconnect it on Saturday to save some power, and then on Sunday you forget, right? It's trading, I would say 24/7, even better, because then you don't need to come back home or to the office and just turn on the computers before the markets open. Just leave it on all day long, all night long. It will be trading for you. Okay? So I'm going to recap on that because this was a bit complicated. And there's a couple of things which are very important here. And there's still one thing which I didn't explain, which is the unique magic number. You need to have a unique number for every setting, and we didn't do that. Let's show you where it is. You click on the smiley, on the robot, right? That's already the trading robot. You click on properties, and here in inputs, there's one thing which is called magic, right? Which is no magic in the sense that it's just the name they gave it to the unique numbers. It's like every trader, we'd say here, like we have two traders here, right? We have a trader which is watching opportunities in the euro dollar, and the trader is watching opportunities on the cable. They should have unique numbers. Why? Because if this trader has this number, let's say this is my setting number 1 or my setting number 10, I will call it, right? Setting on the scalper, because it's only trading the scalping robot. Actually, this should be wrong. It should be only either scalper or trend system. They shouldn't be on the same window. So that's my setting number 10. And here, I'm going to call it my setting number 11. If I put the same number by mistake, which it had before, what's going to happen is the following. This trader is going to open for the euro-dollar opportunities, and this, as it has the same number, may be closing the trades of this one. Exactly. Faisal's magic is money will appear or disappear. Exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, it's very precise. It's very scientific automated trading. Okay. So please be aware you have always a unique number for every setting. So this setting is number 10, and this setting is number 11. Okay. So I didn't do it before because I didn't want to confuse you. But what I do is, once I finish my back testing, remember this was the setting for the euro-dollar, yes? What I do is I number it here, not to forget, and I save it with a number. Instead of calling it nice setting, blah, 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 I call it 10, magic number 10, back test number 10, everything number 10, right? My back test is going to be called number 10. My magic number is going to be called number 10. And my dot set is going to be called 10 as well. So I'm going to save it here with a 10 and with a 10 here, right? And I go to the other setting. I'm going to upload it now. The other setting was the setting for the pound. I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to rename it here, and I'm going to call it number 11. You see here stop loss 55, take profit 15, and I'm going to call it number 11. It's the same command, everything the same, slight difference with number. Many professional traders, they don't do it in an organized way. How many we can trade? I'm going to show you now one of my accounts on Axie. I'm going to try to connect you to my server. If you give me a minute. It's unlimited. Well, unlimited. We have put up to 200 robots in one account. My recommendation is don't put more than 20. 20 windows, 20 different settings if you're trading live, right? But if you're trading a small account, like 2 grand or whatever, you could put 30, 40, 50 without a problem. The only thing is you would have a lot of windows here, right? You would have a lot of different windows. And as a matter of fact, you could be trading the euro-dollar one more time, and it wouldn't be a problem, right? Because you would trade it with another robot, or you would trade it with another trading style, right? You could be trading scalping here on this window, and you could be trading on another window. You see here, you could be trading here something else, right? Let me close this 1 minute. People writing here. Okay, so you could be trading here, for example, the breakout strategy in another window with another robot. You see, I can drag here another robot here, and I could have as many windows as I basically want. I wanted to show you one of our accounts, but I don't have here TeamViewer installed, so it's not going to be possible today. Okay, we are already almost 50 minutes into the webinar, and there's still things I need to show you. I wanted just to ask if everything is clear about the magic number. Should I recap on it? I'm going to put the slide one more time. It's very important. Number 1, the bet size. Very important. If you put the wrong bet size, in English, actually in UK it's a bet size, right? We're doing spread betting. The bet size, if you put 10 pounds, okay, very good. The iron is clear. How about the other people? Unique magic number. Don't do the mistake to put ears one after the other, okay? And also that you allow it twice. It must be allowed, live trading, expert advisors, you have it up there and on the robot. Remember that part as well, that you allow the trading one here in Tools, Options, Expert Advisors on this tab. It must be all allowed here, one, and second here on the robot itself, it must be as well, sorry, all these 4 ticks. These 3 things. That's clear? Okay, great. So I'm going to go to the next thing now. It's a lot of material to cover today. Okay, and there is not enough insisting on the magic number and on the bet size. There is not enough. I mean, if you doubt, stop for a minute and check it one more time, recheck it, recheck it, recheck it, recheck it, because it's your money, right? You could even start with a smaller. If you are very conservative, you could say, well, you know what? It's very good, the back test, everything is fine, but, you know, I'm going to trade very, very, very conservatively. I'm going to just risk. Look here, I didn't check the size. You see, I made a mistake. 1 pound. I'm explaining right now, and I'm doing this mistake. And I would be trading with 1 pound per pip, which is insane. Okay? I would say, okay, let's start with 5 cents. Nothing wrong we can do with 5 cents. Or if we have a 2 grand account, or 0.1, absolutely very conservative trading, right? Like that. Once it's trading well and I like it, I can put another bet size, 0.2, but never 1 pound for 1 pound per pip for 2 grand account, right? Because you remember the safety nets. If you're new to this webinar, please, it's very, very important that you learn about risk levels. And I don't have this video uploaded. I'm going to get Olga to upload this video on this channel, and you need to learn about the safety nets. And if not, you need to come to my lecture, and the next lecture is going to be in March. I'm going to put the link up here. If you want to repeat, you're welcome. You can get your early bird seats. Seats get very quickly. It's here in the chat. It's the FX method, the Forex method, 12th March 2016. Here's the link. This time we're going to be in Kensington because Morgan is closing for renovations for a few months, and it's a lovely hotel, actually, very close to the tube, and we hope to see you there. I was going to show you, and if you are new people, you definitely need to come for the free education, which is here. Here's the link. Just give me 1 second. And you get your seats. And we're going to be in Kensington Close Hotel, which is this hotel, okay, on the 12th of March. It's going to be a 10-hour free course, and we hope to see you there. Because I cannot explain these things now. I cannot explain everything in 1 hour. Okay, so very important again, the bet size. Good. So if that was clear, let's go to the next topic. You basically have to remember that the trading system is one thing, and the settings is another thing, and the settings have a lot of value. If you want to find good settings, you need to search for them. You need to dedicate time, right? There is no free lunch. You need to work, right? I don't believe robots is like you need to squeeze your robot, and you need to learn how to get the best settings. If you don't do that, then you have a problem with that. Okay, we'll be talking about this later. Okay, more features of the MetaTrader platform which are important is like, I didn't show you how to compile EAs. If you have free source code, which in this case is not the case because we have a Sputnik with a gray thing, which is compiled, but let's imagine you would have found or bought or made a programmer to program for you a robot and a system. You would have it with a yellow thing. What I would recommend is that you open it here on the left side, right mouse click, modify, and what's going to open now, it's a window like this, which is basically your compiler. And your compiler shows you actually all the code, actually the robot itself, right? And you can see here all the code with the variables, how many lines it has, in this case 100 lines, which is a very simple robot actually, MACD. And here you would see all the variables, and the variables are called actually either double or integer. Double means that they have the possibility to have commas, right? 0.1, 0.2 would be a double digits, right? Or integer would mean I can have only full numbers. You can have also Boolean variables, Boolean meaning yes or no, right? Variables. And here you have input or extern, means I can see these variables, right? And here's just the code, and it makes all the, actually it checks every chart. It has the rules, when to check, when not to check. This is the indicator. I means indicator MACD, right? It's using an indicator MACD, and it's using an indicator moving average. This robot, I would look always for the eyes in the robot, meaning just out of curiosity, which indicators does it have, right? This EA, right? EA stands for Expert Advisor, which means actually a full trading system. It has everything coded. There is no space for a manual trader. It has the exit rules, entry rules, filters, position management, right? Risk management. Everything is coded in the robot, and that's the name of an EA, Expert Advisor. And this was quite unique in MetaTrader. It started in the year 2000, and it made it so strong because everybody could code their strategies. You see it here, right? Expert advisors, which is very different to an indicator. An indicator is just a part of measuring the charts, but you still need to make the decisions. With the expert advisors, the robot makes the decisions, and welcome to the 21st century. That's actually what most traders do today. Institutional traders, trading is done by robots. It's not being done by humans actually anymore. The coding is done by humans, the optimizing is done by humans, the combining is done by humans, but the trading itself is not done by humans. Very good questions, Faisal. How many lines has a big robot? I've seen robots of 3,000 lines. Yeah, I've seen really complex robots. You would be amazed actually. 3,000, 4,000 lines, right? Used lines, because some people just put lines in case somebody opens your robot that they don't understand what it's doing, right? Let's see the other one, the other robot which comes for free. Okay, what we will do here is once we this is the MetaTrader editor, you see, Meta Editor. We compile the robot here. And we do that in order to see that we don't have any errors. I did it, you cannot do it with a gift because it's already compiled, but that's the ideal. 0 errors, 0 warnings, and it's compiled not very fast. It took 1 second, right? To compile 1,000 milliseconds, meaning 1 second. But that it's very important that you have no errors. If you download an EA from the net, there's many ways to download and find robots actually. And it has errors, you cannot trade it. It must be corrected by a programmer, right? If it has warnings, it's not so bad. If it has 0 errors and a few warnings, it means that the grammar is not so perfect. The coder could do it better, but it still understands what it needs to be done, and you can trade it. But if you have errors, you cannot trade that robot at all. Okay, so be very careful when you trade with robots that you don't know, that they don't have any errors. Okay, that was the other feature I wanted to show you about the MetaTrader editor, right? Another thing which I wanted to show you is scripts. And I think I'm going to be finishing with that. It's a lot of information. We're already exactly 1 hour here. And a script is basically something which is done only one time. Okay? It's something, and you have a script here, which we gave you for free, which is show history gaps. What we want here basically is that you see if your historicals are okay or if you have holes, right? So it's in the pen drive that you got as a present, as a gift, sorry. And basically we want to watch with this indicator if there is any gaps, if there is any problems in your historicals, right? And we would go here and you install it in MQL4 scripts, if I don't remember wrongly. Let me copy that there. Oops. This is all the pen drives. that you got them numbered. Whomever already funded, there's people here who already funded. You have a unique number, right? And we have a password for every pen drive. So please write us. I recommend, John, we haven't sent you this. I'm gonna tell Olga to send you right away the password, right? I think you wrote us. We were coming back from London. You'll get it today, right away after the webinar. And I don't know if there's more people who already funded. If you did and today access is closed, please, yeah, sorry for that, John, because we were in a trip. We actually came from London and then we went to another trip which took us 4-hour drive, and only yesterday we were back to the office, and tomorrow I go to Hong Kong. So it's kind of crazy. So today, right away, when we finish, can you send to John Neal when it's finished, the webinar, right away his password, okay? And you will see exactly the same thing in the pen drive, okay? You will see the pen drive will look like this, John. Okay. So I'm gonna copy the show history gaps as a script into the data folder. I hope I'm doing it right. And it's a script. Yeah, I think so. And I'm gonna compile it. I can compile it also opening here. I'm gonna compile it. Whoops, you see it has 4 warnings because it's the old way that it was coded for the old platform MT4, the parentheses. The grammar is not perfect online, so and so, but it has 0 errors, right? So you can use it. It's good you compile files before using them and you check that they are correct. And once it's compiled, it shows here. And what we do is we put it on another chart. I download here the euro dollar just to see if we have, for some reason, it's not doing anything. Well, I need to check on that. Maybe it's if it's wrong, I'm going to send it to you by email. But it should be showing here because I know my historicals are not perfect, and it should be showing here in red the missing bars, and it's not doing that. Let me do one thing. When things don't work, close and open, right? That's the basic. Guys who are ITs, they know that. Yes, reinitiate the computer. That always works, or reinitiate the program, right? I just close it, I open it, and for some reason it's not working. Maybe I need to install it in indicators and I did a mistake. Sorry for that, but I'm going to check it out in detail for the next webinar. And so you know, and you can use that as well and check if your historicals are good or not, right? And see how they are. Next webinar also I'm going to explain how to make a basic download of historicals. I cannot cover any more because it's already like over 1 hour here, and so that you have at least more or less not perfect historicals but some historicals to test on, and that would be basically it. If you really want to know more, I really recommend that you come to our advanced education. I'm going to explain you. The next group is going to be in February. Some people already registered for the group. It's going to be on the 20th of February. And if you just deal a little bit with backtesting and just follow these instructions, it's really not that complicated. It's going to be 5 full days. It's a 60-hour course, as I told you. And after that, you can have the follow-up. It's optional. It's not obligatory, but I would say 95% of the students, they take the tutorials. It's over 6 months. It's a follow-up, and we check every robot. We check everything on your account, and we get a lot of traits. So we share everything. It's a closed group. We sign an NDA. Everything which is shared in the group stays in the group. This is very important. And if you want to know more about it, just write to Olga and allaboutexpertadvisors@gmail.com that you would like to join the February group. You're still in time. There's still 1 month, and you could do that. Otherwise, we'll be in London in March again, and we'll be also in the 19th of February lecturing in the Forex event. I forgot in which hotel it is. You'll get it by email. We'll be lecturing around lunchtime on Friday, the 19th of February. And Friday, yeah? I think it's a Friday, yeah. Okay, so Faisal was asking, opening and closing Kill running robots. You can do that. You can do that. It's a good question, Faisal. He's asking if you can kill the robots. Yeah. Let's say it's trading, and what you need to watch is if you have open trades or not. If you don't have open trades, you can kill the robot immediately like this. You can go here. You can kill it here. You can remove it, right? Or you could kill the trades here. Let's say it entered the trade and you don't like it, you can kill it. No problem. You can always intervene. You can always bypass the robot. You can always stop them. It's not our recommendation. You should trust a bit more in automated trading, but if you want to kill it, you can do it anytime. I just killed one and left the other one running, whatever. Or if I made a mistake, I can just take it from here and I just kill it. Very good question. So let's leave a space, a few minutes for questions, and then we're going to wrap up. And I will meet you back in beginning of February. You'll get the link with more time in advance, and it's not going to be on a Saturday. Okay, it was great you came over today to have this, because many of you have the pen drive and it made no sense. So Ross asked me, listen, I know you're going to Hong Kong, but give them at least an introduction so they can trade already. Okay, so that's why we did it on a Saturday. So please put here all your questions, all your doubts, even if it's only one question, and we answer those questions, and then we're going to close the webinar room. So it's clear that up here we are trading, right? Up here we are trading, and down here we are backtesting, and it's a completely different thing, okay? And what I recommend is you do this here with a different computer than this here. I wouldn't mix, but if you don't have so much money or you want just to test, it's legitimate to do it in the same platform. If you want to become a professional, you would need one computer for this and another computer for that, in my view, okay? That was my recommendation, right? Not to mix, because you may do mistakes. You're backtesting here and you're trading up here, and by mistake you may close this. You see? You may close this and suddenly you're not trading anymore. Yes, I'm happy, Ian, it was useful. Okay, so if there is no questions, I'm gonna thank you, Paul. Yes, there was a lot of info. We tried to pack, you already know us, right? We tried to pack a lot of info together, and some people thought, oh, it's useless to come. I got some emails. Olga got some emails like, oh, if it's going to be basic, I'm not going to be there. And I think still the basic things, you need to know them. Okay, thanks Faisal, thanks everybody. So hope to see you soon. And at the beginning of February, I think it's going to be on the either Monday, let me check here the calendar for a minute, either Monday 1st of February or Tuesday 2nd of February, be sure we'll be with the next webinar, okay, and have the time ready. It's going to be 8 p.m. We did a survey, right? You remember that 8 p.m. was the best time? 20 p.m. London time, and it's not going to be on a Saturday, okay? So thanks for coming, and I will see you in February. Have a good time and have a good trading. Bye-bye.